Alright guys, going to shoot a quick video. I got some company in the shower and figured I'd take this minute to show my G-Mart haul. Um, G-Mart is a comic book company out of I think Chicago that I order my books from. Been doing it since like about 2002 off and on, and you get 15% off of new books and things like that. And when it accumulates to about $85 worth of stuff, they ship it to you for free. And I don't. It's been a while since I got a haul. I don't buy that many new books per se. And apparently there was a month I skipped. I forgot to order or something. I don't know what happened. So there's a few holes here and there in what I got. But before I show you guys that, I want to show you some stuff I found at a antique store, Snoopers and stuff. Man, these were all $2 a piece, right? Found two more sets of Mike Allred's Madman, card sets, and this is where he had like these great artists come in, and they all did a, more or less a pin-up, I guess, of Madman. And he's got people like Will Eisner, Art Adams, Jack Kirby in here, Alex Toth, Mike Schultz, Steve Rude. Already have a set of these, but I was definitely going to grab another set. And then for $2 also for this one, I got the 1993 90 card Richard Corben set of cards that I haven't gone through yet. I've been eyeballing these on eBay for about a year or so. I've seen them go for 10, I think maybe 25 bucks, 10, 25 bucks. But real cool to get a whole new set of that. Right there is Den. Like I said, just some really great stuff there. Then I was real happy to find this, right? These are the Roketeer cards with stickers of the movie that came out back in, I think, 1990. Right? Really happy to get those. Just so freaking happy. And yes, just like they used to do, man, there is a puzzle on the back of some of these cards that end up making the movie poster. That's the upper left corner of one. Alright, now, for you guys that saw my last G-Mart video months and months ago, some of my books were damaged, and a few other things were going on. A little corner was bent. Just was not happy. After I bragged on G-Mart and make a few videos about them over the years, they finally, mess up one. So I got in touch with them, and they made it better. Number one, they offered to replace the books for nothing. I could keep the old ones, or I could get 10% off on future orders for a little while to, until it equals the amount the books were. And then my Multiversity handbook was the one that really pissed me off, how that was damaged. So what they did is that they fixed it. I got the 10% off of orders until I accumulate as much money as those books were worth. And for free, they replaced the Multiversity handbook with an upgrade. This is the Paul Pope Commandy cover Multiversity guidebook, 1 in 25 variant. Now, yes, it's cool to get a variant. It's very cool I'm doing that, but I got a Commandy, and you guys should know how I feel about Commandy. One of my favorite comic books of all time, and now I get another little Commandy bonus there to add to the collection. So G-Mart fixed it. I'm kind of happy. All right, now on to the books. Okay. Apparently, like I said, I think I missed an order or two there on my part, not on G-Mart part and stuff, because I didn't get the number 1 of this, and I want these in hardback. But I did get DK3, the Master Race, in hardback with the Jim Lee sketch cover. Man, shooting these in the morning, I've got a little bit of a glare. I hope that's showing up. But anyway, it's a reproduction of Superman flying in during the Dark Knight Returns by Jim Lee. Like I said, hardback, thin. It's got an extra comic in it that's full size by Frank Miller, where he penciled it, and it's a Wonder Woman and Superman's daughter, Supergirl, I think that's what they call her and stuff. Of course, Adam Kubert doing the Brian Azzarello and Frank Miller script with the artwork. This thing is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the bag. I had to find a bag to fit. It is a little bit oversized. It is longer than a normal comic. Just give you scale. Okay, if that shows up, we're doing white on white, so we'll just turn this around. But yeah, it's a little bit bigger, and daggone it, it's got a dent in the top of it. They did it to me again. Anyway, so yeah, it's a little bit bigger, so finding a bag was a bit of a challenge. But this picture by Frank Miller, I mean, he's back. Man, he is so back. I love this picture of Wonder Woman. This would have been a cover in a regular, the regular comic. If you don't get the hardbacks, this would have been a mini comic. But you get the mini comic in the back of these at full size. And you just need to take in that Wonder Woman. This is gorgeous. So yeah, there you go. There's that. All right, going on. And I've looked at the books. They're all in good shape, except for that one that's got a little dent in the back, but that's all right. First set of books that I've got on the run here is Astro City 23. As you can tell, I'm about 7 or 8 months behind, so it's been a while since I got an order. But I've been looking forward to this one, man. We got a rock and roll drum playing gorilla wearing a Samaritan shirt, you know, taking a selfie. You know, I love my monkeys, man. You know, back in the 60s, you know, you'd have some oddball covers and stuff, and they found out that if you had a purple cover or a monkey on it, it sold more. So here we are with a monkey with a purple cover, you know, playing some rock and roll drums. I think they're onto something here. So I'm really looking forward to that. And this is where I'm behind, man. Here's another issue 25. Not a lot to say about them. But, you know, we're hitting the 70s. This was a character in Astro City from the 70s. And, of course, Kurt Busiek has his characters from Astro City aging in real time with us. So it'll be interesting to see what we're doing there. Just some beautiful Alex Ross covers. Number 26, number 27. It's just really, you really have to dig now to find some very good books on the market. If you've been reading any articles or been on the internet, you know that DC Comics is going to revamp again to match the movies during the summer, is what I heard. And also Marvel and DC sales are way down. So it's good to find comics that are still worth reading and stuff. Going towards the indies and the creator-owned stuff. Number 30. I'm excited about this one, man. It looks like it's the First Family, which is a version of the Fantastic Four with Julius Schwartz character inspired in there, and you know, stuff like that. Looks like that's kind of a take on Fin Fang Foom, maybe. So, you know, always a little bit of Kirby-inspired goodness, you know. So there we go. And that's a monster. Look at that. You know you're badass when your stomach is your mouth. So, all right. And then these were books for fun. I'm a huge Johnny Quest fan. I think I just dumped my book over there. But anyway, I had to get this. Scooby-Doo Team Up, number 10. You know, Scooby teams up with the Quest family. I'm so there. And then I got this one just because of all the characters in it, man. Scooby-Doo with the Phantom Stranger, Deadman, and the Spectre. So, woohoo. Very cool. Alright, now this is a series that I love the covers, so those kind of pay off. But if I'd seen the cartoony interior artwork, I probably never would have got the series. And I think it's over. I don't know if it ran for 10 issues or 12 issues or something, or maybe they're on a break. But IDW came out and they've done an Edward Scissorhands comic. I know people know about it, and I had a bunch of them, but here's I think are they in order? Yeah, 8, 9, and 10. And some of these are different covers. I didn't really look at my checklist that came in with this to mark it, but some of these were probably subscription variants and stuff. If not, oh well, I'll figure it out later. But the covers are gorgeous, you know. But like I said, when I got into the first 3 or 4 issues with my last order, the cartoony artwork, I was just like, son of a biscuit eater, you know. So there you go. Random issue of Powers. I had a few more issues with this. This came out the same month that the PlayStation television show of Powers came out, so I figured I'd finish the arc and stuff. As you can see, you know, Powers TV series now on Sony's PlayStation Network. You know, Powers is something I've collected for years and always enjoyed it. Finishing off a story arc here, I do believe. This is the regular cover. I'm kind of surprised I ordered that. The other two must have not been that much. But here's number 6, Crossed 100 by, you know, Alan Moore. I read the first 2, 3 issues. I was able to follow it, man. He plays it in the future, and the way that the characters speak, it takes a little bit of work to decipher what they're saying, you know. Oh, yeah. Got my hot chocolate in my Jack Skeleton cup. You know, when you turn it around, you see him hanging out the window. You know. Anyway, one of the better books that I really do kind of hope this gets a treatment. It's like Indiana Jones meets Johnny Quest with some occult flavor in there. Here's the 5 Ghosts Special, number 1. It's a one-shot. It'll be interesting to read this. It's great, great stuff. And I met Frank Bear at Heroes Con a few years ago. Great guy. Signed a bunch of stuff for me. And here's issue 17. Just got that great pulp 60s, early 70s feel to it, like a Gold Key comic or something. With, you know, it's great art and great artwork inside. Alright, I can't push the goon enough, so here's a one-shot, Theater Bazaar. So, can't wait to get into that and read that. Met Eric Powell also a couple times. Great guy, real soft-spoken, signed my books, just a positive guy. And finally, took over 2 years and stuff, but we got our 6 issues complete of Sandman Overture, the prequel to Neil Gaiman's Sandman series. Right? I think I got the Dave McKean covers here, so, you know, long time coming. I'm read up to issue 3 or 4, and I didn't want to read it till I had them all, but couldn't take it. Alright? Oh, yeah, here's Multiversity number 2. That ended all that. I haven't read it yet, but, you know, it's Grant Morrison, love it or hate it. I might actually end up doing a review of all these Multiversity books, if you guys remember that little series that was going on, exploring the multiverse and stuff. And this is where I started noticing again that I've missed a month order or something. I don't know what happened. But I'm a Squadron Supreme fan, even though haven't been. When I got my Crime Syndicate book, that was part of Convergence. I sold it. It was awful. So let's hope better things for Squadron Sinister here. But here's 1, 3, and 4. And I love how they're doing the old Justice League covers that they used to do when they had a crossover with Justice Society and stuff. And, you know, this is the mini-series, and I think they had a new series come on. But Squadron Sinister, Squadron Supreme, take your pick. So this is kind of cool. Yeah, here's number 3. I don't have number 2. So apparently I didn't order 1 month. A lot going on. And number 4. And I read some pages of this online after I'd ordered it, and they were kind of showing us shoot some things. Seems like they take a few pokes at the Dark Knight Returns. And this is the one where I'm going to have to do a little tracking, so I have the whole series. It's kind of cool. Looks like it's Paul Pope covers. And it's by Johnson, Hernandez, and Sanchez. And I am going to say I'm a little disappointed that it's the new Star Trek. You know, the one the movies are being made with, you know, Zachary Quinto, Spock and stuff. But we got Star Trek meets Green Lantern. So that's kind of cool. And it does look like it plays right into what's going on now. There's Lar Freeze, the only, you know, Orange Lantern, if you will. And right there we go, man. You know, he's had, I think it's Black Hand. I have to read it and stuff. That could be Black Hand or the main bad guy from The Blackest Night. I can't believe I'm going blank on that. Anyway, so we got the Black Lanterns, you know, going in on this and stuff here with, you know. So I like how it looks like it's tied into. We got some more Black Lanterns, so that could be very cool. So we got 2 through 6. I'll find number 1 somewhere. Okay, guys. When I'm recording this on 1/30/2016, January 30th, 2016, tomorrow Ghost Critic and I will be on his channel doing a Google Live chat. I think it's going to be around noon Eastern Standard Time, give or take an hour and stuff. And he picked a really cool topic, and he and I will be doing, like, you know, live Google chat on his channel. So check it out. It's awesome, man. All right, man. Keep heading north, and thanks for the ride, man. So yeah, still in the shower. Okay, later, guys.